Hey guys, good to be back with you. As I posted on the Facebook page last week, or the middle of this past week rather, that I would be taking some days off. And so in the meantime, I did share, I believe, a video over there that someone alerted me to concerning Eric Love in Lawton, Oklahoma. And so I've been working on that today. I don't know that I will get it posted because you can go and see the video on Facebook. It's called Stay Away from NTCC. And there's a story of how he joined up with 7 other churches in Lawton just for this day. And so what I did was I did some research to see why and how did they become involved in that. I looked at some of his videos from services talking about it, and I also checked out every single one of the other 7 churches today, recorded some things, made note of some differences. And remember, before you hear this next part where Denton in Lakeland, Florida, who seems to be very much happy about being talked about, as you'll see. My daughter happened to listen to him today because we noticed that he hadn't posted anything, I think any live streams since January. And we were under the impression that it was something all of the churches had to do. I don't believe I've seen any from Bigelow in Florida, and there might be a few others as well around the country. But suffice it to say, she told me, he mentioned you, not by name, and seemed to use the same kind of logic from the Bible that Kekel did recently, I think a week or so ago. And I believe I shared that already. And so as not to disappoint the young man, I will share this with you. But in the meantime, I am working on the whole Eric Love thing. I find it fascinating. And then we'll use it as a way to compare and contrast NTCC. I'm also working on a video. I've had a few different people send me some videos that they would like to see compared and contrasted. And so to those of you who have sent those, I've looked at them and I have found some value in a few things, and I will use that to point out how NTCC is a cult. And so for the benefit of Mr. Denton here, the pastor, he's a pastor in Lakeland, Florida, representing New Testament Christian Churches of America Incorporated. He makes a lot of assumptions, and that's a dangerous ground. And he claims to be a pastor, but he does not exhibit a heart like that at all, or love like that at all. He calls a lot of people losers and idiots, as we'll see in his service. I wanted to just share this first part because it's a good reminder. It's a good way for me to remind you what I'm doing and why. I was a part of this church group, and now I'm not. It took a while as I progressed away from it, not too long to realize once I started studying, like, how did I get involved in something like this? I finally identified it. It's a church cult, and it's an extremist authoritarian group. And so I have shared before some clips from Mr. Glenn. The one was, and I believe I will put it in the description, the one I found where he talked about the conditional offering. And many of you were appalled by that. There was also another one which I may have incorporated. Sorry about that. I have my outside camera set to vehicles going by, notifying me, and I need to take that off while I'm recording, or just turn the camera off altogether. Anyway, he also, I also shared a clip of him talking about how he responded to a homeless person in a restaurant. So he says some other things in this service. He always does. And I will share those with you as well. But just as a way of coming back online today, after being off for several, this man assumes that I do nothing else but this, which I've shared before, but I don't think he gets bogged down with research or looking into things. He's just assuming that this is all I do in life. I work, I have a family, I have friends, I have a full life, and this is something I've decided to devote myself to. I'm very rested from the last few days, and I took a nap so I could stay up a little bit late tonight before work tomorrow. And even if I don't post the one, which I doubt because I want it to be thorough, the one with Eric Love and the 7 other churches, it is forthcoming. But I did want to get to this. There are other things that Mr. Glenn said. We might as well throw those up as well. But he makes assumptions. He uses the same thing that Kekel said about silly women laden with sins. Did he say what the verse is and where it's found and what the context is? No, they just say stuff. I think it's sad. I think it's sad for whoever's maybe sitting there and listening to him. I will commend him for the fact that during the service he did say some very nice things about his wife. And I like that. I like when the efforts of someone is acknowledged. I do also like that this man works a full-time job. But when it comes to his heart and the things he says, they're really disturbing when you think of the fact that he's pastoring others. And this is what happens, is people begin to mimic that, and they begin to take that to the streets with them, unless they have their own personal relationship with God, and they see in the scriptures that that's not right. I can't behave like that guy. And hopefully they'll move on and move away. And that's my hope. That's why I'm here, is to expose this group and is to warn others to stay away. He knows that. But he has to. I mean, really, what else is he going to do? He's got to bash me. He has to say something negative to throw it off of himself. I'm just a silly woman laden with sins. He doesn't know me at all, and doesn't know my life, which I endeavor to keep as private as possible. So to be someone who's attending this place and listening to this man, I hope they come away with what many do when I've shared his clips, is this guy he's negligently handling the Word of God. He's negligently talking about people he doesn't know. And so all I can do is play clips of him saying what he says. And if that's me being a silly woman laden with sins, then I guess that's what I am. I don't know. It's him saying the things, right? I'm not putting the words in his mouth.
Brother, somebody was telling me about YouTube, right? Or whatever. And apparently there was someone. I hope you're listening to this. I hope you're watching. I hope you're commenting on it. I hope you're putting all your effort into making comments about me preaching. That's wonderful. What if she says back? If you are so sorry in your life that you're commenting on my preaching videos, you're an idiot. You're stupid. Really. You got nothing to do with your life. Absolutely nothing to criticize. So go ahead. Say what you want to say. But the Bible talks about those silly women laden with sins, spreading rumors, want to do all these things. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not, oh man, somebody. Hey, it's my fault. Why? Because I normally go through and just delete them all. I don't like my videos being on. I don't like that.